Hi, I'm Cara, Director of Product here at Jibestream, an indoor mapping company. And I believe that maps tell powerful and important stories.
Hi, I'm Trish. I'm the Community Manager here at Jibestream, and today I'm here to talk with Cara about maps, the stories they tell, and why they matter. So, Cara, why do stories matter to you?
We're keenly interested in maps and the stories that they tell here. For example, in weekly town hall, some team member always comes with a story about a map. Whether or not it's how a hospital maps the walking patterns of patients so that they can gain empathy for their experience there, or how architects, when they look at actual data or usage flow of a building, if they redesigned it after it was built, it actually starts to look like the cells of a human body. So the center of the world used to be where your religious center was. And with smartphones, that's changed. The center of the world is you now, right? So that comforting blue dot follows you around everywhere. And pretty much if you have an internet connection and a phone battery, you're not going to be lost.
Yeah, I guess maps really do define our world now.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, at this point, is there anything that we won't map? So it could be from the grand scale, like, happiness per country. One of my personal favorites, the most photographed places in the world.
Okay, so that's the outside world. What about indoors?
So, we spend the majority of our time indoors, and almost the entire indoor world is unaddressable at this point. So now that maps can be digitally addressed, the indoor world, I feel, is really the next frontier. Humans have spent an extraordinary amount of effort digitizing the outside world, the roads. But what about the stuff in between the roads, right, where we spend the majority of our time? Like, we need to focus on that next. More and more big cities are becoming indoors or underground. Like, think about Tokyo and Singapore. Like, even in Toronto, we have about 30 kilometers, which is about 18 miles of underground paths, which is really handy in the winter. But the point is that more and more and larger cities are becoming indoors or underground, and they need to be navigated. So we really see the great indoors as being the next epic being written.
And so would that use the same technology as the outside world?
Yeah, some of it, but there are some differences. So for example, buildings are private, right? They are owned. In the outdoor world, things can be verified using other data. In the indoor world, because of the privacy, they can't be. So the challenges are different. But it's happening. Maps are back in vogue. Humans are slowly digitizing the indoors, building by building, city by city, country by country.
So what are the stories that indoor maps are telling us then? And what is the next chapter in this story of indoor mapping?
You were going to ask me that. Okay. So, this story really started with public spaces and the need to navigate it. Making places familiar to people that are visiting it so that they can feel safe and secure. And that is important work that's still ongoing. For example, helping patients, if they're visiting a hospital, have more of a sense of control of navigating around it. But more and more we're seeing privately held buildings need data on a map. And the truth is that story is just simply told better on a map. I'm personally motivated to increase awareness around energy consumption and to help build systems that take the humanness out of decision making. And the tech in the space is really cool. And imagine it on a map, right? Imagine the story of energy consumption room by room, moment by moment, on a map versus simply on a spreadsheet, right? Like, you can picture it in your head. The added location context means connections and insights are easier, simpler, clearer, deeper. And when you relate things from here to there, including time frames and spaces, just better decisions can be made. And that's valuable to anyone, right?
Yeah, that's really changing the game.
Yeah, and so my answer is the next chapter is open. We don't know. It's really a choose your own adventure with who knows how many plot twists. But I kind of think that we're redrawing the world.